Hi, my name is Jill Pollard, and I'm the facilitator of the Gather Kauai. And today I want to talk about women's bodies and the abuse that we put ourselves through, and how a lot of it comes from ourselves and then is reflected outside of ourselves when other people violate and abuse us. So the relationship to my body personally has been a struggle. I grew up in a home with a lot of dieting and lack of body awareness. We see this body as the vessel that we're here on earth in. But in what ways are we taking care of it and nourishing it the way that it needs? And I was kind of awakened to the fact of how cruel I was to my body only more recently, right? Because all along, I was always trying to get healthy. I was trying to use my body as a vessel to help, trying to use my body. And I just found that inside my head, I was talking about my body really negatively. So, I was upset by the way my stomach looked, or my arms were feeling flabby, or my teeth weren't straight enough, or, my hair wasn't right and my eyebrows are ugly or something like that, right? Like you get into cycles where you're just self-critical, right? And the problem with that though is that you're creating then a lot of dislike and disharmony in your body. And you're spending more time criticizing it than you are being grateful for it. And so many of us have so much of our body still intact. Many of us also though have lost body parts due to cancers or diabetes or things where you lose a limb or just freak accidents, right? So there's kind of this balance where there's a level of taking care of your body and then there's a level of intentionally loving it. And I really want to talk about that because I think the relationship to your body has a lot to do with what's going on in your life. And a lot of us are really, really cruel. We are in a society that idolizes the women's body. It idolizes the women form, it idolizes our breasts, it idolizes our legs, our tiny stomachs that we're supposed to have. When in reality, we're in these bodies and we don't look like the model and we don't look like those people. And we're striving to, without even being grateful for what we do have, if that makes any sense. So I was introduced to the principle of self-love and self-care on the body through a friend of mine. She was living with me for a little while, and I noticed that she had a lot of different routines than me. Like when she'd shower and when she'd get out of the shower, like the things she would do, I was like, oh, like what are you doing? And so one day I finally asked her, like, teach me the way, like what are you doing? And so she showed me the most like minute, subtle concepts. And she's like, when I'm in the shower and I'm lathering the soap on, I am talking to my body and I'm telling it how grateful I am for it. So, you're rubbing your arms and like, thank you so much for chopping the vegetables today and writing that letter and making that signature and for being there, for driving the car or whatever. Then you go into your core and you're cleaning your body off in your core and you're grateful for your breasts and you're grateful for your belly and you're grateful for the womb space. And she kind of does this like gratitude practice in the shower, and or she does it when she's putting on her aftercare, so like her lotion and stuff. Like she spends a lot of time massaging her knees and she's like, thank you so much for carrying me through this day and that you hold all the weight for me, and I'm just really grateful that I have you, And this small practice had like a profound effect on me, right? Because my typical habit was like shower, get off, hurry and rinse off, or hurry and lather up in some lotion to moisturize. But like intentionally massaging yourself is kind of hard if you've never done it. Like intentionally loving your own skin, that was foreign to me. I always expected somebody else to love me in my skin. I wanted my husband to love me in my skin. I wanted my parents to love me in my skin, but me loving me in my skin was completely new. And when I started practicing that, I came across how much movement with affirmation makes so much more positive effect. Like it causes so much more momentum and truth to come out when you are doing something with a loving action. So affirmations are a buzzword, right? They're something that a lot of people are really into, but words are really powerful. And so I find that affirmations can sometimes just feel like really hoaxy and like I don't feel connected to that. But I can feel connected to loving my body when I'm speaking to my body and touching it. I'm really grateful for you elbows for being so stable and like allowing me to bend and whatever. And I'm really grateful for you teeth and jaw for chewing my food and like being able to like circularly like move and put motion into the affirmation has created more love for myself. And I just wanted to share the importance of self-care in that way, that like if you can't massage yourself, you can't expect someone else. It's a lot harder to enjoy a massage from someone else without getting triggered. So example, you're in bed with somebody and they're giving you the rub down, you're getting sexy and sensual, but that voice inside of you gets nervous because it's like, he's about to touch my belly and I hate my belly, it's carried a baby or whatever comes up, right? And so you might be like harsh with that. So then here's this really sexy moment where that person's not thinking about your belly. They're like, oh my gosh, your skin's so soft, you're just so beautiful. And you're over there in your head like, oh no, he's touching it, I hate it, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Because you just like go to this place of self-hate sometimes. And so I found that learning to massage myself in a way that, you know, doesn't have to be sexual, but just learning to like love every ounce of my being by speaking to my being while massaging it created the space that I could receive more love from a partner and from anybody else that was trying to express it to me. And I know that when I like lack in it, like when I don't do this practice, I notice how much like more my self-confidence is low. And I just really encourage you to get in tune with where you can be more grateful for your body. Where can you be more grateful that you have two eyes and a nose and a mouth? And how can you express that to yourself? Because you can be looking externally for the validation, but if you're not giving it to yourself, you're still gonna feel empty. Or if it's given to you, the compliment will be like, somebody loves me, and then you will take that compliment and bury it in the ground because you don't love you. So this like simple practice of body care and loving yourselves has been a really, really big game changer for me. And I just wanted to share that with you, that your physical form is a part of your journey here on earth, and it is a sacred gift to be here in the physical. And some of us, you know, don't always value that, and I think we weren't shown the way to value that. And so I hope this like one little tool that I learned can be helpful to you, and that you'll learn to be more gentle with your body and to be more confident in yourself, because it like starts with you. Like your message to the world starts with like how you're talking to yourself, and we have to change that. So that is my message today. And if any of you have any questions or thoughts, don't be afraid to comment below, or you can email me again. I'll leave my email address here. It's thegatherkauai@gmail.com. And I just hope that you will love yourself more, and that you'll find more peace in the body that you came in. And you might start to see things shift and change in your body once you start loving it physically. You know, weight might fall off. You might find that your skin clears up, because the minute you begin to recognize things is the minute things can begin to shift. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and